Hello, welcome. This is the Seeds of Decay one shot. Tonight is a 5e actual play stream where we're going to take the party on an adventure into the Alwaysgreen Forest, a area that has been plagued with a rot that's spreading, and they are trying to figure out where it came from and what caused it. Can our players make it to the root of the problem in this dark, whimsical adventure? Please be aware that today's stream will include spoilers for The Plaguewood Spider, which is the one-shot adventure that you may have already downloaded. If you haven't, just go to the Kickstarter and find the link. But it will include some creepy spider-like creatures, general rotten decay, and emesis, which I guess means character vomit. I am Daryl T. Jones. I am the creator, the artist, and writer for Seeds of Decay. I'm also trying to get this world and everything into your hands. It's a fun, whimsical, dark kind of adventure setting. It's got everything from humor to a little bit of the even dark side of things, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get started, we have a few announcements. All relevant links will be put up in chat, so check that out. The Seeds of Decay Kickstarter is live. A crack is formed in the darkness, leaking rotten decay as trees wither and crops fail. Twisted, strange creatures have been seen in the dark. This dark, whimsical 5e campaign is over 300 pages filled with compelling adventures, a new modular rule system for spells, monsters, and more. You can build contraptions, invent new magic items, invent new weapons and other equipment. It's a whole lot of fun. So become the hero that your forest deserves and make your friends always green with envy by becoming a backer today. I didn't write that. It caught me off guard. But yeah, so the Plaguewood Spider is tonight's adventure. The PDF is available, and additional resources like the rules, a brief intro to the rules, the subclasses, and things that we're introducing into 5e are available for free from the Hit Point Press website. Or if you go to the Kickstarter, you can just click on the link to download. These are some Moss C freebies that you can add to any 5e setting, so check them out. If you haven't already, make sure you follow the channel, subscribe, and just have fun. We're here to have fun. So from there, I guess, like I said, I'm Daryl T. Jones. You can find me at Splattered Ink on the internet. But let's find out a little bit more about our cast. So Luna, you're up first.
Hi everyone, I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all other social media. I am a TTRPG person. I do games, I run games. It's good fun. I love meeting new people and doing games with them. Today I will be playing Saga. Saga is a Deer-Eat bard, and they are going to be on this adventure with their very best friend Moore, which you will hear about in a little bit. But Saga has a bit of a trickster side to them. Do you want us to describe our characters right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So Saga has colorations like a fallow deer. So she is medium brown with many white speckles. She wears a fancy, silky, lavender ruffled top and has these sort of strappy brown leather bits all over. She's carrying a rapier, a dagger, and she has glowing lilies that sort of sparkle around her and on her at all times. That's sweet.
Very dramatic. I'm excited. And if you know what a fallow deer is, they have a slightly different antler style, where they're like big hands at the end. Very, very cool. I think that's awesome. And next we have Gnome. Tell us about yourself and your character.
Well, hello, my name is Gnome, and I do a bunch of stuff on the internet in the TTRPG space. Pronouns are he, him, and I'm also going to be playing a character named Ranger, who is a woodkin rot wizard, which is actually the Order of the Rot Arcane. Wicked cool class. As soon as I saw it, I fell in love. I was like, no! Gotta take it. I'm playing this. This is gonna be amazing. And Ranger is like 7 inches tall, carries rats in his pack. When you call his name, he just fades to the back. He heals your disease with dead leaves and trees, and we don't like to talk about Ranger. No.
Oh
we
my
don't.
God.
We don't talk about Ranger. No.
Oh, that's
I did not.
amazing.
I wasn't aware that was gonna happen, but I love it.
Right.
I'm gonna take
The
a dab
bar-
for getting that song in y'all heads.
Yeah, the bar has been set, I think. Next we have Drac. Tell us
Yeah,
about
I don't know
yourself and
how
your character.
I don't know how I'm gonna follow up with that one. Hi, I'm Draconics, or Drac for short. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES. I also do a bunch of like TTRPG streaming stuff, mainly a player and a performer. Also recently a creative producer and a writer. Today we're playing more. He is a he's a he, she, they pronouns, any of those. He is a little sycamore tree sapling. Probably no taller than like maybe 8 or 9 inches.
Oh,
Very, very small. And got. I think they'd be a bit taller, but their good friend Saga had balanced a set of spectacles on them, and that's kind of made them arch a little bit. But they're a tree, so it doesn't really matter to them. They're a Word of Mercy monk. So they know quite a bit about growth, but also necrotic decay. And they kind of just like really chill. They don't really know what's going on, but they're just going with the flow.
going with the flow. That's perfect. I might have made your token a little bit bigger than 8 or 9 inches, but
Okay. It's fine.
we'll just imagine, right?
Yeah, it's my branches. They reach out. Pretty
Yeah, they
far, so,
reach.
yeah.
You have a span. Char, you are up next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene Bayer. I go by Char. My pronouns are she, they. I am the DM of Tabletop Titties, a queer and feminist Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast here on Twitch every Tuesday. We're currently in our season break, but starting at the end of spring is season 3. Very exciting. And today I am playing Lyndon, a woodkin chipmunk who uses she, they pronouns as well. Lyndon is very small, probably about 10 inches or so. So we're all just going to be riding on Saga's back today.
Yep.
She wears a very large brimmed, deep purple pirate hat, carries a rapier, and has a navy blue cape and doesn't wear any other clothes. No shoes, no pants, no worries. And yeah, swashbuckling rogue. I'm very excited.
Super. Well, I am so glad to meet you all. Not only you as players, because it's my first time GMing for you, but also your characters, because in the end, it's the characters that are my passion. I want people to make characters and embrace, like, all these fun personalities and stories and fun stuff like that. But I don't think there's anything else, so we're ready to play. You guys ready to play?
Ready.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just jump in then. So, your party's been together for a while now. The rise of decay and the appearance of the twisted rot creatures has brought you together. Your unique skills and united by a love for the forest and a common goal. Your investigation into what is causing the forest sickness has directed you to Lightwick, where there's a rumor of a new threat. A herd of goats has been scattered. All of them are missing but one. The young kid that remains has been turned to stone. When you first came together, you came together in a small town called Oakden. It was a town that's in between 2 larger towns on the road. People stop there for a night's rest or to have a meal or resupply, things like that. And your adventure started there. Lightwick is about a half day's journey from there. Lightwick is really just a farming community, less a town. But they do have a general store, and that is probably your destination. But what do you do from here? Do you set out to travel?
Are we with the kid that was turned to stone, or we're making our way there?
Right, you're making your way there. You've just heard about this.
Okay.
Okay.
There is a lovely person who owns the Acorn Inn at Oakden. Her name is Beatrice, and she kind of knows all the news and gossip. And she's told you thanks for looking into this. We've heard about what's going on in Lightwick. Are you guys willing to take a look?
Beatrice, don't you worry. We will handle this. Me and my friends, we're going to head out together. Let's go.
Oh, dearies, thank you so much. We have lots to worry about with this rot. We couldn't have the Pumpkin Fest this year, and it's just been quite the tragedy.
The Pumpkin Fest may be delayed, but it'll come soon enough, I'm sure.
Oh, well, that is quite the optimism. I appreciate that for sure.
Moore is inside, and I want to say inside, I mean literally inside a cup of water. Just vibing to themselves, not entirely sure, just waiting to see what we're going to do next, because it just seems like fun to find out what exactly is petrifying these ghosts, because he kind of wants to figure out what it feels like to be stoned. He's been wood for all of his life, which has been like, I don't know, maybe a couple of months, maybe time to change material a little bit. So you're just kind of vibing, waiting.
All right. Well, that's I'm sure some of the other people in the Acorn Inn are entertained at least by seeing your little dancing tree. But Beatrice goes on and says, well, Lightwick is really not that far from here. If you cut straight through the forest, you could probably make it there in less than half the day. If you go by road, it'll take a little longer. But you guys all seem like capable folk. I mean, we are all of the forest after all.
Of
What
course,
if we go by Saga? I'll just climb onto Saga's back. Would that still be the same amount of time? Saga's pretty fast.
I am quite fast.
All right. So do you guys start heading your way towards Lightwick then?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Saga would lead the way. Saga would say, I've kind of grown up in this area, so I know my way around. I'm not scared of the woods. We should definitely don't worry with the road at all. We should save some time. What do y'all think?
Sounds good to me.
I agree. I just need to make sure that our dear friend Ranger's here. He's always in the shadows, and I start looking around for my friend.
I'd say that yes, like always, Ranger is off in the shadows somewhere. But listening, little ears kind of twitching, so you see little movements in his little ghillie suit. And at the thought of going into the forest rather than taking the public road, he very much is like,
yes, forest is much better.
Oh my god.
All right, let's go.
Beatrice, who's completely focused on the three of you and the dancing sycamore tree and all that. When Ranger first speaks, she starts just a little bit. Oh, it's just you. You guys be safe, and please do tell us how it goes. So we will get our first roll of the session, just to make sure you know your way. Give me a survival roll, Saga, since you are leading the way.
Absolutely. Here we go. First roll. 18.
Ooh, nice. Perfect. Right. So as you step out of Oakden, you come into the trees, and you immediately get a sense of where you are, and you have a good, clear picture of the forest ahead. Your travel is smooth. It's a little bit of a dense part of the forest. It's over hills and around little runoff valleys that you see out in the woods. As you have noticed in the last several weeks, the leaves that would be typically turning to bright, vibrant colors this time of year are dark and dreary. They're just kind of turning brown and falling off. So while this walk would normally be sort of a pleasant one for you guys, it does feel a little bit of like a downer.
I think Saga would make a point to tell more about the trees. They aren't typically this color at this time of year. There's definitely something wrong going on.
Okay, that's good. I thought there was something wrong with me because I'm very green, and I thought this feels like an age thing. Should we ask them what's wrong? Do we know what's wrong?
Can you speak to trees like you? I guess so.
Yeah, can't you?
No.
I can speak to the tree. The tree's not going to talk back to me.
That's true. That's what I meant.
Let me just make sure real quick. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah. What are they
Yeah.
saying? Like, can I hear them talking now? Because they clearly don't feel great. Do I hear them like groaning in pain, like gossiping? What do I hear from these trees right now?
Right. So your ability to talk to trees is limited by the fact that trees don't have an actual type of communication. But yeah, you can kind of get a feeling from them. You feel that they feel lonely, which is not necessarily an emotion you might typically feel from them, but it's you think because they're starting to feel less connected, that and that their nutrients aren't there, so they don't feel safe.
More just like waddles up to one of the trees and just tries to hug it at the base.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that one then does respond with a little bit of like comfort, like he feels or she feels that.
How quickly do you have to get there? Because I might have to hug all of the trees as we go. They all feel really lonely.
Well, if we hurry, we can try and save the Harvest Fest, but I think we can, maybe pat some trees as we walk if we just raise our twigs and hands in the air.
Okay.
I suppose if we all do it, then we divide and conquer.
Yes. Just
Agreed.
Always ask first. Some trees aren't exactly hug inclined. This one is a very much of a hugger. So I was like, they were okay with it. But always make sure to ask.
Ranger, can you talk to trees?
I mean, who doesn't talk to trees? I talk to trees.
Can you hear the trees talk back to you?
Oh, I hear many things talk back to me.
Are any of them the trees?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should do the hugging.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
All right. So you guys make your way through the forest. At any time that I'm saying you make your way somewhere, of course, as players, feel free to speak up and tell me if there's any other things you want to do along the way. So it is your prerogative, your game. So just holler up whenever that happens. But otherwise noted, you guys make your way through the forest. Eventually, the path that Saga is taking you on does lead back to the road as you get nearer to Lightwick. You follow along it for just 5 minutes or so, and the road begins to widen, letting some of the sun break through. The party can see a humble storefront at the base of a great poplar tree. On the boardwalk in front of it, a portly Dobber woman with long gray and brown striped hair leans on her broom. A thin goblin, wearing a tailored purple velvet overcoat, is talking to her. He's gesturing with exasperation. Wild, unkempt hair dances on his head as he points to his wagon, which is just across the road from him. The wagon has a few open crates and a number of jugs and barrels in the back. A single fox is comfortably harnessed to it, pawing the ground. So that's what you see as you approach the intersection of roads, which is Lightwick. As you continue to approach, when the two see you approaching, they abruptly stop their conversation. The woman forces a smile towards you, and the goblin grins a little bit maniacally, seeming to have just won an argument. "See," the goblin exclaims, "you have customers. If Harold can't make the cheeses and the milk, you better find someone who can."
I don't know if we're customers, but sure. I mean, I'll see your wares.
"Oh, really? You're here to buy? Well, just come back here. I have many things in the back of my wagon." And he goes over there and he pulls back a tarp, and you see like crates, and there's like little jugs in some of them, and some of them are bags, and there's like a chest he can open and stuff like that. What do you show interest in, or are you just going to let him kind of lead the chat?
A hero's only as good as their potions. You got anything for me?
Oh, no. Yes, I mean, well, I have a very good strawberry wine. I mean, I mostly deal in goods that we go back and forth to the different general stores and restaurants and things from towns. I pick up here at Lightwick because we've got all the farms. and then I go out there. I'm not really so much into magical stuff.
Fair enough, fair enough. In that case, maybe I'm more interested in purchasing some information.
Oh, really? Well, I can sell you just about anything. What do you like to know?
And I turn back to the rest of our heroic group.
Right now, Moore is up, standing on his hands, staring, trying to talk to the broom that the woman's holding, but because he's pretty sure that it's a tree. So do you just do this all the time, or I'm struggling to stay upside down? How do you do it? Hello?
There's no response, unfortunately. The woman with the broom, though, kind of lets go of it, so it just leans up against the railing on the boardwalk.
Moore does not notice. He still thinks he's upside down and just keeps talking.
It's a young a tree person.
Yes?
It's just a broom. It's not alive.
What? It
No,
looks
no,
like
it's- No, we just use it to brush off dirt off the floors and such. There's not anything else to it. I mean, you can talk to it if you like. I mean, actually, I've got another one, and if you'd like to have it.
So wait, it's not alive?
No.
Um,
Can I get you anything? Do you like a bowl of water, or do you eat? We have some breads, just a little. I'm afraid we're running a little short on supplies.
like still on his hands, he's like, no, I'm okay, and just slowly backs away. I photosynthesize, so I've been eating for most of the day. It's gonna just walk on his hands towards Saga and just go, what did they do to the tree?
She kind of strokes her hair as you say photosynthesize, almost like she's thinking about it and wondering, not really confused, but it just made her brain turn over a couple times.
Saga, as soon as strawberry wine was mentioned, is just like crowding over by Lyndon and just like peering into the cart. My question is, how delicious is this wine?
Well, you'll have to try for yourself. He reaches down into one of the crates and pulls out like a large carafe and unwraps the paper top and finds some glasses somewhere and just pours a half an ounce out and hands it over to you.
Saga takes the glass and just kind of like slurps it really loudly, and then after she finishes, she hands it back and she says, well, I don't have any money, but thanks for the drink. She'll just waddle
right.
over to wherever Ranger is.
Yeah. Give me a perception roll.
Ooh. I perceive with an 8.
You perceive with an 8. You perceive that it tastes like basic strawberry wine.
That's
all right.
good.
Who else was? Yeah.
It would be alarming if it didn't.
Which is why I had you roll. So, wait. You're not going to buy any. I mean, I have this to sell. Well, what about you? And he points at I guess he points at Lyndon because you're the closest one.
Sure. Well, I was saying I'm interested in some information, You seem very well traveled yourself. We're heading down here, trying to scour the forest, find some not so good nature, if you know what I mean. You heard anything about that?
Well, yeah, look at my stock. Look at my stock. And he like starts pointing at things, and it doesn't really mean anything to you, but clearly he's trying to indicate he doesn't have as much as normal. I mean, all the farms. I got Sasha's the very last strawberry wine that she had, and it wasn't even as much as I normally could sell. And then there's Harold and his goats that are all gone. He claims a bear like smashed through his fences. Like, why would a bear care about goats, right? Like, when was the last time you saw a bear around here? Like, it's a civilized little area here. We don't have like wild monsters running around.
This Harold, he sounds interesting to me. Where can I find his farm?
You just go up the road here. He points like kind of little shed where the fox is tied up and everything, kind of behind it. There's a path. It just goes to his farm. It's not like a road or anything, but you just follow the cart tracks. He carries his notes and stuff on a cart.
Excellent. You should have no worry. Your stocks will be replenished, I'm sure, at a certain point in time in the near future.
You're very positive. I like that. I like that a lot. Most of the people around here, they're all like depressed and stuff. They're upset about this rot, but it's just just work harder, do better. It'll be fine.
Well, let's not treat the symptoms. Let's try and diagnose the problem. That's key for wellness, I say.
Huh. Well, so be it. But would you buy anything? We got a little bit of bread. Might be a little stale. We've got the strawberry wine I already mentioned. I've got half a jug of mead. It's really good. It's made with merc melons, of course, with honey too, because it's mead. We did all that kind of stuff.
I would like some mead.
You like some mead? All right. How do you drink it? Do you want it like a bottle?
I just put my roots in it and just like lifts one of his legs up and he just like roots. I just stick it in there.
Okay. I don't have a basin or something. So here, let me get you.
It's fine. I can just pour it on the floor.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'll give you one carafe for a half of a prime, which is like the silver piece.
I'll be like, I think in the sparse foliage of his head, he just pulls out a silver piece and throws it over. I have no idea what this is for anyway.
Well, yeah, I'll take two if that's the way you think. Okay. All right. Here you go. There you go. All right.
I think Ranger's gonna kind of like creep up behind the gentlekin and just.
You said you had moldy bread?
No, it's not moldy. What, are you accusing me of something? I wouldn't sell moldy bread.
No.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. It wouldn't be good for business if I had moldy bread, right?
I'm just saying, if you had any, Ranger would gladly take it off your hands, as far as I know.
Okay, well, in that case, just don't tell anybody where you got it. And he pulls out some bread. I got this from just a town over, and he hands it over to you. It was all they had too. It's all the crops. They're all just not doing great. So with that, do you guys have any additional discussion you want to have with Splug the Goblin?
I'll buy the strawberry wine for Saga. How much is this?
Oh, yeah, that's a full prime. That's like a gold piece. Yeah. For a carafe. They'll get you like 4 glasses.
All right, I'm feeling generous. Here you go.
Yeah, here you go. That's good stuff.
And I'll pass it to you, Saga, as I climb up your antlers and like sit down ready for the rest of the journey.
I think Saga is just kind of looking around. I wonder where Rangers went. I think it's a running thing that Saga is just always looking for Ranger and just cannot find him.
Like sometimes he's
Ranger
just
half the time
behind
is
you.
just standing right next to you.
Yeah. I'm just like,
That's awesome.
thank you.
So
My pleasure.
Slug starts kind of tending to his fox and sort of arranging some of the stuff in the back of his wagon just to make sure it's secure for whatever journey is coming up. For this whole conversation, though, the Dobber woman has been standing kind of listening on her porch, as you might do if you were kind of a shop owner wanting to just not walk off in the middle of a potential anyone coming in. So you folk, are you interested in coming in? I can also offer you maybe a warm meal. But yeah, if you are looking for Harold, I know he's in a tough spot right now.
I I couldn't say no to a meal. I mean, we're about to have a journey. Why not? And she pats her belly. That's like 3 sizes too big already.
Which is appropriate for a chipmunk.
Yeah.
But the goats.
Well,
What about the goats?
The goats?
are you asking her? Or, I'm sorry, are you asking with a...
Lyndon.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry, I can't snack anymore. We're on a mission. We gotta save the forest. We gotta save the goats.
Oh, yeah. Harold's
yeah, the
goat, he says it was turned to stone. Can you believe that? And when she says that, you actually hear Splug laugh. A goat turned to stone. How could that even happen?
Has anything like that ever happened around here before?
Oh, no. No, glory be no. There's nothing like that. We're just farming folk. We don't have any adventurous kind of craziness go on. And to say that a bear would come through a farm like that, he's just all distraught. And my husband went up to try to help him fix his fences, and I was starting to wonder about him. So if you could ask, if you're going that way, if you could ask if Jeb could come on home, I'd appreciate that.
How long has he been missing?
Well, it's been about 2 days.
Oh,
What? You could have led with that. My goodness.
Well, he's a ranger, and they tend to go off
He's a ranger?
sometime. And he's been gone for a few days at a time before, but I didn't think he was this time. I thought he'd come right back after helping with the fence.
don't worry. If he's a ranger disappears all the time. Points over at Ranger.
I'm a wizard.
You're a ranger, aren't you, Ranger? Is your name Wizard?
Wizard.
I'm so sorry. I've been calling you Ranger this whole time. Hi, Wizard. My name is Moore.
That's okay.
You guys are kind of funny. Well, let me give you just something for the road. I don't want to find out that anybody'd run into a bear and then got their legs bit off or something. So, my husband had been collecting these. They're really useful. Hold on one sec. And she goes off into the building. While she's gone, is there anything you guys do real quick? You've got a chance.
Do bears turn people to stone?
I don't think so. Not as far as I know. Ranger, have you ever encountered anything like this?
His name is Wizard.
Sorry, Wizard.
Ranger. No. I mean, I don't get out much. But this, well, I enjoy the rat. It's not. This is not normal. This is not natural. It's throwing everything off. Life, death.
She comes back out of the room.
Sense.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It is very bad right now. But here's these are horkberries. Have you ever heard of them?
I think
Have I heard of them?
Yeah. Why don't you give me a nature roll?
All right.
I might know what that is. I'm a tree.
You are a tree.
It's a nature. 11.
16.
16 will get it. So a horkberry is a very rare magical berry. It tastes terrible, so you have to hork it down. That's where it gets its name. But it does provide some healing qualities. But your understanding is, what you've heard at least, is anyone who tries to eat too many gets violently ill. Again, the hork part of it. So she hands you a little bag, and there's these large looking plum things, and there is 5 of them in there.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. This will be very beneficial on our journey. Some healing for us, everyone. Just be careful. You don't want to eat too many, or you might be, horking them up, as they say.
I can't hold anything up.
Right.
I don't really have a stomach.
Well, you'll well, be careful then. We'll just go with that, okay, little tree fella. All right. Well, is there anything else I can do for you all? I mean, most of what we got in the store here is we've got a little bit of food. Like you heard from Slug, we're completely out of milk and cheese. I've got some tools. You don't probably need like a new pen. Well, I mean, maybe you could take the post hole digger. Maybe that would help. But I mean, my husband, she's just kind of babbling like my husband took one up with him, and and then
It's
there's the hedge
alright.
clipper. Okay.
It's gonna be okay. I think perhaps you make yourself a nice stew, just try to relax a little bit, and we'll be back as quick as we can. We'll try at least bring you some news.
Yeah, I got some fresh hazelnuts. I bet I could make a nice stew with those. All right. Well, you guys, you be safe. Have fun storming the. Oh wait, that's a different show. All right. So from there, do you guys proceed on north?
Yeah, and I'll just, as we're leaving, by the way, what was Jeb wearing when you last saw him?
Oh, well, he had his green cloak on, backpack, bow over his shoulder, the usual. He had a kind of a large sack, too, duffel bag with some tools in it, so he could help.
And a dauber like yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a young, strapping young man. I mean, a little younger than me, not that young, but you know what I mean. I love him so much.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled.
Thank you. All righty. So as you guys head north, one of the things you notice is that it is starting to get a little bit cloudy. But it's still midday, and traveling is fairly easy. Is there anything you want me to know about your travel as you go?
I'm still riding Saga.
I'm still hugging any trees I walk past. Just
All right.
Obviously ask me first. Would you like a hug? Okay. Hug it. Would you like
Right.
a hug? No? Okay. Bye.
The yes and the no are really subtle, because it's more or less just a matter of I'm good or maybe that would be nice, I think.
Saga would try to keep an eye out for anything unusual or particularly like dense with the rot, especially corrupted, or maybe any signs of danger, especially if there's any bear tracks.
Right, yeah, bear tracks would be good. As you travel north, you're going into more farmland, and while this is still the Alwaysgreen Forest and the farms are in the forest, it's just flatter ground. The ground is cleared, so there's just basically trees sort of up in the middle of all the fields and things like that. Give me a perception roll though, Saga, and we'll just kind of keep that as your base. I'm looking for rot.
I proceed with a 9.
All right. Well, you are about average for the moment, at least. All right. So you guys head north, and I just hit the wrong button. As you travel a little further, you notice that you hear a faint hammering in the distance. You see a simple house built into the base of an oak tree. Ramshackle fencing covered in vines extends to either side of the tree trunk. Pins for livestock are behind it. A portion of the fence is gray with mud. A dauber with salt and pepper hair, wearing worn overalls, is attempting to repair the fence. It's been knocked down in several places. As you're traveling, you also did follow, like you said, there was ruts in the earth. Sometimes you could see where it would hit a root, and it always hit the root in the same place, going either way, and that kind of digs out a little hole there. So you're pretty confident, you found the farm that you were looking for. The dauber turns to you and kind of tips his head as if that's all the greeting that's necessary, and he turns back and picks up a fence post and has some tools, and he's trying to work on it.
You wouldn't happen to be Harold now, would ya?
Hey, I'm Harold. What can I do for you?
Just the person we were looking for.
Oh, really? Not many people look for me. But I'm just trying to get my fence fixed, so maybe when I can get my goats back. They'll be safe. So, is there something that I can do for you?
How do
And
you turn your ghosts into stone?
What? I just didn't hear you.
Oh, how do you turn your goats into stone?
I didn't turn my goat into stone. No, some monster did. You coming up? You want to see her? So when last spring actually, my dear wife had passed away. But then in the spring, my goats, she birthed this little goat. It had bright red fur. I'd never seen anything like it before. And she jumped around the pen, bouncing off all the walls. She was so happy. So I named her Joy. She sort of became like my closest friend. And you know, and he starts to like tear up. And then the monster came through and scattered all the goats, and the only one left is her. Come look. And he takes you back. He's leaking sap out of his eyes. So he takes you back behind the trunk of the oak tree, and there's a pin back there. You see a stone goat, a stone kid. There's a small pile of hay at its feet. He shoos away a fat chicken that's kind of getting in the way as you walk in. I ain't never seen anything like it. She was so full of energy, and anyone who saw her smiled. But now she's turned to stone, and it kind of pets it and looks real close, hoping that maybe she's gonna wake up, and even rustles the food or the hay, like, yeah, there's some food for you, dear.
Well, I can try something, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I've never had to turn something or someone from stone into not stone before.
Well, yeah, I hope. I mean, if it's possible, that would be just a real great treasure to me.
All right. And you'll see Saga will kind of hunker down in front of the goat, and she takes her hands and she begins to rub the ground near her. She takes small palmfuls or hooffuls of the dirt there, and she will begin to whisper into it, and you can see it beginning to glow. A small white lily begins to form, and she gently presses it to the nose of the goat. She'll try to cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. So as you cast Lesser Restoration, you get a feeling that your magic is on the right track. However, a spell or a condition like Petrification takes a much more powerful version of it. Literally.
Yeah, she looks like she's concentrating very hard. Her brows knit together, and all of a sudden she leans back and huffs and deflates visibly. I don't think my magic's powerful enough, but I think we might be able to do something about this, or try to find someone. I think you shouldn't lose hope.
Oh, well, that is just the nicest thing anybody said to me, in a few days. And that thing you did, that was very pretty. I mean, I was hoping it would work too when I saw the little flower pop up. But, if there's a way, maybe you guys are the right ones to find it.
Maybe we could find out who did it and ask them to just undo it.
Well, I mean, it was that thing that went running through. I mean, it was this, it was bigger than me by at least twice its size. And it was all just this gray ball of anger, and it smashed through the fence, and it smashed through that fence, and every little, you can see there are several pins broken up for different groups of animals. And it just went through all of them, and then came out the front here where you saw me, and just tore on through the forest, leave this nasty mud everywhere, and I chased it and tried to get my other goats back, but I was kind of, I was scared to get too close. What?
Did you say mud?
Yeah, you can see. And he actually brushes off some dried mud off of the stone goat. Yeah.
Can I like scrape some off and see if there's any like magical element to it?
You sure can. Give me an Arcana roll.
Oof.
Not the best.
Who died?
I-
It's not wet mud. You said it was dry. Ugh,
It's
not as
dry.
fun.
Yes, you determined that it is in fact dry. I mean, but even with a 9, you would be surprised if this wasn't at least not normal. Like, you could tell that much. It's different. Hey, is there anything about that you see? I just thought it was mud. I don't know why a bear would be spewing mud, but
Bears don't do mud. Not like this. This is not normal. This is not okay.
no,
But
it's not.
I don't know. It doesn't. There's no mold in
Okay.
it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are free to look around if you wanted to see if you can determine any more about that thing. But I, like I said, I was kind of scared, so I now followed it, and it got out into the part of the woods that was just really wild. And then I came up upon Joy, and she was just there in a pile of mud, all turned to stone. I stopped and collected her. I didn't really see how far it went from there.
Before we leave you to your business as we investigate, I just wanted to ask you, has a Dobber named Jeb come by here wearing a green cloak?
Oh yeah. Jeb, he came up to help with the with my fence for a little while, and he saw what had happened here, and then he just left. Like, he, I think he found it on the trail or something, and he thought he should go pursuing it. But kind of like you folks, except I thought he was going to help with my fence. But I mean, I don't know what's the right thing to do right now.
Well, at least he's not. I thought he maybe would have received a worse fate than just following this creature, so perhaps we should get on the same trail.
Yeah, I mean, you can see where it left out. The mud trail goes off that way. But then it gets real hard to follow because, woods gets kind of wild, and the mud seems to get harder to see. And just at that time, you notice that it's starting to rain a little bit.
Ooh.
And that probably ain't going to help much.
It's okay. I can just ask the trees. At least what direction they went in.
Yeah, he points again.
More than go up to. You said this house is like set into an oak tree, right?
Yeah, pretty much all the Dobbers homes just build it like into the tree, and then they carve out some of the rooms into the trunk and stuff.
Moore's gonna look at this tree and then look over at her friends and go, "When I grow up, I want to be like this tree, so you can all live inside of me, and I can keep you all safe. Right now, I'm really small, so I don't think I could do that. But I don't know, maybe a few more years."
I think that's really nice, Moore.
Boy, when I look at you, I already feel like you're 500 feet tall.
There's a hole that branches out past their chest.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know if there's anything else I can offer you guys. You wanna? You're welcome to stay and look around more if you want.
Jeb, which direction did Jeb go?
Jeb, he went. It's kind of southwest a little. Actually, kind of right towards Sasha's farm. You know Sasha, right?
No.
Oh, well, Sasha, she's got the Merc melons. I mean, the only one in the region get them to grow. They're really, really tasty. If you ever did have one, they kind of have a real savory sort of flesh to them. But yeah, so I figured you knew because she's kind of famous for those.
Can I roll to know if you need something special for Merc, whatever they just said?
Merc
Those
melons.
Merc melons.
Yeah, you can give me a nature roll just to see if you know the climate or whatever you need to know to grow them.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
That seems pertinent to me. I don't know what I rolled. My character.
Yeah, nice. So,
Oh, nat one.
that one, right?
I had
You're
an
like,
art named Merkmelon.
yeah. You're trying to determine exactly what it takes to grow a merc melon, and you're like, what is melon?
What is melon?
Oh no.
To melon or not to melon? So, from there, does anybody want to look at any of the damage or any of the other things that there might be around the farm here related to the attack?
I'll
Yes.
try and quick investigation, but go ahead, Saga.
Saga is going to like go in a different direction than Lyndon, but
Yeah.
goes up to one of these and just starts casting mending on them.
Oh, okay. On the fences, yeah.
Yeah.
You could prepare a single break or a tear in an object with your touch. Yeah. So, and it's a cantrip. So, yeah. I mean, you can take a couple of minutes and you can get like a whole section of fence repaired in a matter of real quick time. And at that time, Harold like starts following you around, and he's super fascinated by this. He's like, well, that is just the most useful thing. Oh my, wow. I mean, I've got some socks too that really are not in bad shape inside.
Saga like looks like very intensely focusing, definitely not investigating anything. But as she's casting this spell, you just see these like little golden vines just kind of wrapping around everything, and it like fills in the cracks as she holds up the different broken pieces, and then they kind of little by little mend together. And she's like, yeah, all right, yeah, definitely not listening.
Yeah, you're on that. All right, Lyndon, can you give me then an investigation roll and tell me a little bit about what you're looking at or looking for?
Yes. Lyndon takes out a gem from her pocket and uses it sort of as like a little mini investigating glass or magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, yeah.
Scouring the mud and also the breakage of where this like creature rampaged, hoping to find out a bit more information about it.
Okay. Well, 13 is perfectly good. So you do find some of the most obvious indications that it's surprising that Harold hasn't pointed out. The the prints in the mud are cloven. They're hooves. They are not bear tracks, but they are larger than any pig you've ever seen, and or goat for that matter. You also see evidence of marks on the wood that could be caused either by claws or maybe tusks.
I'll bring that information back to the group as we gather and say, definitely not a bear for sure. There were hoof prints in the dirt and scratch marks that were huge, as big as me. This is a creature that we need to deal with as soon as we can. I think we should follow it before the rain gets all the track away.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All righty. Who's going to lead the trail following, or is there anything else that anyone else wants to tell me they do before?
More just ask. So can I climb on you this time?
You want uppies? All right.
Yeah.
All right, uppies.
Oh my
It
gosh.
sits in your head.
That's your
All righty.
spot.
Yeah, you sit perfectly like in the nook of her antlers. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes.
It almost, yeah. And your crown of like roses almost looks like it's part of her sort of, I don't know, clothing. All right, so you're able to find what to look for now as far as the trail goes. So whoever wants to give me a survival roll to do the tracking will have advantage as long as Lyndon is with them.
If no one else wants to, I can.
All right.
I
4
can
in
do it.
survival.
I have a
Nice.
I got
You
3.
got a 5. Oh, go with yours, yeah.
All right, let's go. I rolled a 16.
All right. Advantage not necessary or irrelevant since they're both 16s.
16.
Yeah, so you're pretty easily able to identify the trail. As you follow the trail, paying close attention to the details described by Harold and details described by Lyndon. The forest becomes uncomfortably dense and damp. Wet leaves hang low, crowding and obscuring the path. Wet fog hovers above the soft earth. Just off the trail, a squirrel struggles to pull itself free of another smear of this gray mud. It has a stony look to it. The squirrel is strangely lethargic. What do you do?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! And I like scamper over to the squirrel.
And just to clarify, this is not an awakened squirrel. It is a regular squirrel.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
It's
creature
like-
the need, and I'll put my paw out to try and like help it.
By put your paw out, you mean you like for it to so it can grab a hold and you can pull
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
Okay. It sort of just scratches at you, but you can't really tell if it's being aggressive or just poorly coordinated.
My friend, I'm trying to help you. Come on, work with me here. And I'll just try it again.
Alrighty. It becomes clear to you that you're either going to have to grab it or use something else to grab it. It's not going to be able to pull itself free just from you reaching toward it. You're going to have to do something a little more direct.
All right, we're getting down and dirty in here. And I'll try and like use my paws to like dig a wider hole for him to try and like get free from this mud.
Okay.
This might not be the smartest thing since it looks lethargic, but we'll see.
So as you kind of dig a little bit of a hole around it, pushing some of the mud to the side, you can easily see it's the same type of mud you saw at Harold's farm. You push enough away that it can pull itself out. It kind of pulls itself a few steps out and then collapses. It's still in a stance as if it's trying to walk, but it just sort of like tips over. It's just barely breathing as far as you can tell.
Oh God! Does anyone have any healing? Any healers in our party? I can't remember.
We have
Everyone just puts
3
that-
healers.
Everybody! I need everybody!
Saga will just kind of loom over and just like bring up their arms, and they're kind of like acting like an umbrella over the party.
All right. Saga, you attempted to cast Lesser Restoration on the goat. So you have a really almost intimate knowledge, at least at this point, compared to everybody else, as to what might be happening here. And you feel confident that the mud is somehow causing this paralysis that's happening to the squirrel. So it may not be that the squirrel needs healed as much as it needs cleaned.
Okay. Yeah, I will relay this to the party. I think we should try to avoid getting the mud on us.
Oh God!
You can rub a little bit off on some leaves or the ground or whatever.
I think you'll be okay. Just don't swim in it.
I think so. Mora's gonna like they wince a little bit as they pull a leaf out of their hair, and they're gonna first like tear a piece off and like try to feed it to the squirrel. And this is them using God, what's the name of it? Hold on. I have ability to heal equal to my hit die. Can I remember the name of it? It doesn't say it on my sheet for some reason. But
It's
like,
the monk thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I peel a little bit off and just try and push it into the little squirrel's mouth for 1d6 plus 2 healing.
All right.
Or so 6 healing, just for like they probably don't need a healing, but more just trying to do what they can to help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it helps. You can tell that the squirrel receives some good qualities from that, but unfortunately, it's still coated in the mud.
Yeah, he's gonna use the rest of the leaf to be like try their best to brush the mud and wipe the mud off this.
All right.
Squirrel.
I think Ranger is kind of just like lurking in the back, right? And just kind of like picks up some of the mud from just like the regular mud, picks it up and rubs his hands in it and just like gives it a little kiss. And he's gonna cast Mold Earth. And if it's mud, I would like to move all of the mud from from the squirrel, just completely
Yeah.
like make it like look like it's just like dripping down like ash falling from a rain.
Yep. Okay. That is perfect. So that 100% works. The mud cleans off of it and it stands up. It seems to sort of shake off whatever, almost like it was super cold, and now it's starting to loosen up a little bit. And just as you start to feel like, oh, it worked, boom, it just takes off like a dart and runs off into the trees, disappearing.
Bye.
Bye.
And with that, you hear rustling in the branches above you, and a number of other squirrels are looking down at you. But these look a little bit different. You notice that they are covered in vines. Some of them are black with veins and stuff that are popping out. Their eyes are milky white, and they've got, some of them even have vines that sort of like dance around from their bodies. Roll initiative.
Oh, hello there.
They don't look like they're here for a picnic.
Ah,
They chatter at you.
can we not fight, please?
Oh, wrong button. Alrighty, so help me keep track of your turn order. We've got,
I'm the fastest wizard in all of Dobberton.
You are very fast.
I'm a +4.
We've got Ranger and Saga and More are tied. I'll be at 18 actually after Ranger. And then it looks like Shar, will be bringing up the tail. So you see these squirrels up in the trees above you. There's somewhere between 4 and 6 of them, but they're bouncing around. It's a little bit hard to keep track of them, and you don't really have time to count. You can tell they have aggression on their minds, and they look kind of messed up. What do you do?
Whatever self-respecting chipmunk folk would do. Cast mage armor. Don't
Nice.
like this.
Perfect.
And like, I think we see like the underneath like all of this like just decaying vines and roots and stuff that have just been woven into Ranger's like robes, right? He kind of like does like the typical wizard casting looking thing, and then just goes and whoop, he now is protected with an AC of 17.
Super. That's
Wow.
useful.
Very
and you
useful.
are, yeah, very useful. And that takes your whole action, right? Did you have a
Yeah,
bonus
that's
action?
that's the whole action spell cast. It's a first level spell.
Alrighty. So the squirrels begin dropping out of the trees. The first one flings itself at Lyndon, being the one who was actually, no, at Moore. I'm sorry, at Moore, because
Yeah.
Moore was the one touching the other squirrel. Comes flying at you. A vine sort of shoots out of its sort of face and attempts to wrap around one of your branches.
Oh no.
Oh, and a 24. I'm guessing that probably hits.
Yep,
Pretty.
that hits.
Can I do something as a reaction?
You can.
I have the most broken spell, Silvery Barbs. Yeah. So you'll see like Saga just kind of whip around and then wiggle fingers or hooves over at Moore. So with Silvery Barbs, the creature will have to re-roll and use whichever is the lower. And
Ah.
then I'm going to give Lyndon advantage on your next roll that's not damage.
Wow, that is a crazy spell.
Yes.
Well, the 22 is lower, so we'll take that one. Sorry about the
I
rolls.
tried.
But you only take 3 damage as this
Ow.
vine wraps around one of your limbs, and it uses it almost as a grappling hook, and it pulls itself to you, so that now has
Oh,
you
hi.
wherever your face would be, and it's prepared to claw on its next turn. And you can make a DC or a strength saving throw to get it off of you.
Oh, right now?
Right now.
Okay. It's gonna be great. Oh, never mind.
That'll do it. All right. So he grabs you, pulls himself to you, does 3 damage, and you just quickly knock it away.
You always have to ask first before you hug.
Another one drops down on Lyndon, doing the same thing as the 13 hit.
Oh boy, it does not today!
All right, the vine just swipes out, and passes right past you, and it lands on the ground and chatters its teeth toward you. One does the same thing. It's Saga. Does a 19 hit?
Yes, owie.
All right, it wraps around your long ferrety neck, does 3 damage, and you can also make a strength saving throw to knock it away.
Oh no, that's not good. I have a -1 strength.
Oh no.
8.
Oh no.
Hey, all right, it has you, and it is it's still a little squirrel, but it's got you. It thinks it's in charge. And then the 4th one is going to actually drop down on Moore again. An 11. I'm guessing that misses.
No hugs.
Yes. No. Not friendly. Alrighty. So that is Saga and Moore had the same AC or initiative. So
Yeah. Saga's dex is higher. So.
what would you like to do?
So Saga will start stomping their feet and just start bellowing as loud as they can. I would like, if it's okay, to try do an intimidation roll.
Okay.
It's pretty clear that Saga doesn't want to hurt these creatures if there's something clearly wrong.
Right. Well, I mean,
21.
Squirrels aren't naturally aggressive or have vines growing out of them.
Yeah, something's wrong here, huh? I wonder what could it be?
I don't know. You've never met my neighbor.
Okay. So yeah, 2 of them just immediately stop and kind of scurry backwards, disappearing into the foliage around you. That was very effective.
Awesome.
More.
Is one still on Saga right now?
Oh, right. You had one on you. So yeah, one of the ones that was on you is definitely going to be the ones that jumped off.
Okay, so
So
no.
no.
On Saga. Okay. In that case, he's going to just gonna go with a classic unarmed strike, and but it's gonna. I don't know if this is a thing I can do. I want to aim specifically for the vines rather than the squirrel itself, and just go for an unarmed strike.
So what is your intent then if you're going for the vines?
Well, one of the things I can do is Hand of Harm after I do an attack which deals necrotic damage. I want to basically try and decay these vines as much as possible. And hopefully
All right, so it's still a damaging attack.
Yes.
You're just targeting them. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Roll to hit.
Let's see if I do hit. Nat 20.
Oh my, yeah.
Woo!
So it goes,
Let's go.
bad hug, and then reaches out and grabs it for so that's 7 damage, and then because I'm gonna spend a key point to do Hand of Harm, that's another, because it's a crit, so it's 2d6.
Right. I would suggest you save the key.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So while I think your intent, your friends can kind of see that you were trying to not hurt the squirrel itself, hoping, but unfortunately the vines and the squirrel at this point are one, and when you do the necrotic damage to one, you do it to the whole, and it kind of shrivels and dies from your necrotic energy, and that one's dead. So there's one left and 2 that ran off.
He's sleeping. It's
He's
okay.
sleeping.
And just pats the squirrel on the head.
Yeah.
And is there another one on me? Because I have extra attack.
Yeah, there were 2 on you.
Okay,
Right? Yeah.
I'll turn to the other ones. Goes, you should go to sleep too. And he's gonna go for another
Just
punch. That one doesn't hit.
That one doesn't hit.
Yeah.
All right. The other one that had gone after you, Lyndon, Lyndon, was one of the ones that ran off when Saga did her roar of whatever, foresty intimidation.
Yep.
But what would you like to do? There's one on more.
Yes. So Lyndon pulls the brim of their pirate hat and they say, "All right, it's time to go night-night." And they charge, or scamper, I should say, towards the one that is with more. And I'll do a rapier attack against it.
Roll a hit.
I lost my character sheet. There we go. With a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, so
And-
I'll do 6 piercing damage as I plunge my rapier into one of the vines and like slice it through.
Yeah, you slice through it easily, cutting this poor squirrel basically in half. The black ooze that comes out of it is what you assumed was probably blood at one time, and it's dead.
Leaking sap as well. Does everyone leak sap?
I think the sap isn't normal here. This seems not good at all. And I'll like scour the area. Are there any other remaining viney squirrels?
If you look close enough, you can find evidence that there may be others, but there are none in your immediate proximity. Not paying any attention to you.
Yeah.
But there's definitely something wrong with the animals in this area.
Okay.
Yep. Has anybody been injured? Did somebody get hurt from the attack?
3 points.
Just 3 points, yeah.
3 points.
Same
Okay, great. With the dead body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like you have a scratch.
And I'm gonna go ahead and cast Life from Death, and Ranger just kind of like hovers over this deceased creature, and again with like overly dramatic arm movements, he kind of like arches them up and hunches his back, and as he does so and kind of sways his little clawed fingers over the deceased body, there is this wisp of like black smoke that he's slowly starting to pull out from it, and he then blows it over towards Moore, and Moore, you will be healed. So 1d6. Let me see. Oh, 5. Take
Back
5.
with the max.
We've probably
There you
seen you
go.
do this before, right?
Yes, we've been traveling
Yeah.
for a little while, so this is not something. It's unusual, but it's
Right.
not unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for what you see is in addition to that description, also as that black smoke sort of travels from his little blowing of it, you notice that the squirrel remains just starts rapidly decomposing and mushrooms pop up in place of it. And he's basically capturing any remaining life force that's sort of in the limbo space between it dying and whatever moves on to the next life. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
And with the other corpse, because it can only be used once per turn, he moves and does it again. This time for Saga. I'll roll
Owie.
another
Ow,
1d6.
ow, ow.
That's a 2.
Oh,
Two.
I feel much better now. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, we have the new mechanic of once per corpse.
Once per corpse.
Once per corpse.
Yes, once per corpse. For under your resources on your character sheet, once per course is written down. Yes.
All right. Nice. Okay. So you guys are in the clear for the moment. Is there anything else you're going to do in this location?
I don't think we should stay here too long. There are many more squirrels in the area, and I'm a little worried for Jeb. If they attacked us, then maybe they're going to attack Jeb.
we should find him.
Agreed.
Very good.
Uppies? I've just picked up
Yes.
all of the chipmunks and the tree person.
Yay!
All three of you on Stella probably is a little bit much. You can manage, and I mean chipmunks are small, or tiny. But yeah. Okay, so the trail continues. You are able to follow. You're still seeing just a little bit of the mud here and there. Occasionally you'll see one of these large hoof prints. You'll see maybe a scratch in the base of a tree or a torn leaf that you're guessing is still the trail of the creature you're following. But as you continue, your clothing and gear is now saturated with rain. Your feet are caked in mud as it becomes more and more difficult to step around pools of water. The rain gets heavier and heavier. As you progress, you come to a large rocky outcropping, the path coming to an end. Wet vines and moss are draped down from the rocks like a curtain. Gray mud clings to the rocks, particularly at its base. Gray like mud you've seen. Some of the leaves appear to be gray and brittle, as if they've been turned to stone. What do you do?
Definitely seems like we're in the right area.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this clay mud the same color? Oh, we didn't see the color of the goat. Well, was the goat like a different, like stony color? Because it was described to us that the kid had been like this really vibrant red, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But as a stone thing, it's just a gray stone.
Kind of gray.
Like
Okay.
like granite-ish. So it matches here. I mean, it's the same mud.
And more like hops off of Saga and walks over to the nearest tree and just goes, "Do you have any idea the direction that the thing that made everything stone went in?"
All right. The tree says, what would it inside.
Inside?
That's the best impression you can get from what it's trying to say to you.
Jeffrey over here said they went inside.
Inside? And I'll turn to that area that you described where there were like vines hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll like slowly approach it. Does it look like it's like a cavern entrance?
Yes. As you approach, you can see that the vines hang down across several plates of rock that sort of mask any opening. But when you get close enough, you can see that there is an opening that leads down into the earth.
I turn back to everyone and I say, "I think I found inside." And I pull back the vines. And I'm like so small, so it like barely moves the vines, just a tiny opening.
I love that.
Awesome. So yeah, you can see inside. I'm going to move so if you guys want to jump over to the Roll20 map, make sure you can see, make sure you can control your tokens. I'll move you a little closer because you're looking here.
This is so pretty.
Yeah, it looks amazing, this art. Holy cow.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it. So like you're kind of standing in a pool of water that's just, knee deep or less.
I don't think I can see my token.
I can't find mine
you.
either.
Oh, this is me here?
But I do see it.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Oh, there we go. Now I see.
I see. Oh, I see people moving. Were you able to get yours more, or is it still not letting you?
It's still not working.
Oh, you aren't selected.
Yeah.
Okay. I may have gotten it, but I'll let you look at it.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay. Cool. So, so you see that there's this cave that goes into the earth, and once you kind of go through the curtain of vines, you realize you're going to be inside that. So this actually is probably a good time to take that break that we typically will take on a 3-hour stream like this. So, like I said, it's the perfect time to take a break. So don't leave just yet. Be sure to grab a drink and a dewdrop and a nibble and treat and that treat you've been storing in your cheek while we take a quick break. If you haven't already, check out Seeds of Decay on Kickstarter. Download the freebies while we get refreshed. Links will be put into the chat. I should have read this before trying to read it. Yes. So thank you for tolerating me stumbling over some words. We're going to take a little bit of break. Check out the Kickstarter. We'll be back. Hope you're having fun. If you have any comments, go ahead and drop them in the chat so when we get back, we can read them and giggle at all that fun. So thanks a bunch. Hello. We are back. I'm so glad to see that so many of you stayed rooted to your seats. I was told to say that. But we are. See, it's funnier if I show you how lame I am. But we are ready to get back into the action. We're about midway point in this one shot called The Plaguewood Spider. It is from Seeds of Decay, which again is on Kickstarter right now from myself and Hit Point Press, so go check that out. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn it back over to the players and they will tell me what they're going to do next. Take it away.
Moore is already wandering inside. Just started. They can't see, don't have dark vision, but they just started walking.
All right, well, you can move your token. Just sort of don't run off too far ahead. Just that way I can describe things, or you can, the other players can have a chance to sort of figure out what they need to do in response.
What is this cavern? Okay. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Gnome.
No, please go ahead.
It's a Canadian standoff. Okay.
The type of mannequin.
Oh no! I don't know why I went Italian with my. Enough. Oh no! What does this cavern smell like as we're in here now? Is it?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. So you are moving up in here with more then?
Yeah, I'll move forward. Yeah.
All right. So really the first things you notice about the cavern itself, it was probably formed from water erosion as the water here rises when the rains are heavy and things like that. It's washed out this little passage that goes through the rock. You can even see lines on the walls that indicate where there's been water that's standing. At the moment, the ground is wet, but there's no standing water. The ground is also slick. Which may come up if you tell me you start to run or something like that. The smell is dank and damp, but you do also smell a little bit of rot. Some of the rot you smell is what you would consider normal, but you smell maybe a tinge, whatever the word is, a small amount of the rot poisoning that you are investigating.
Definitely on the right track, y'all.
All right. What about Saga and Ranger? Are you guys coming in? Gonna grab your token to move them, or you want me to move them?
So Saga is doing the same thing, try to look for Ranger. Ranger, where are you, buddy?
Right here.
Oh, there you are.
You're good. So you go first. Me go first.
I want to make sure I got your back.
Okay. You're gonna have to find it.
And he's gonna put his hood back up, and I would like to stealthily make my way.
Where'd you go?
Lurk into the shadows as much as possible.
I love that.
I'm gonna give you, and this isn't probably mechanically accurate, but your ghillie suit, you get advantage on all stealth rolls.
Yeah!
Gotta reward the commitment. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, let's see here. I'll
There
take
you
a
go.
17 though. I'll take
17. Alrighty. So as you're talking to Luna, you're like still probably halfway into the sentence when you sort of step behind something and just vanish. And she's like, okay, I should be used to that.
Yeah, it's like, all right, all right, just stay ahead of me, Ranger. And just kind of just slowly move forward. Not sure where Ranger is, but just hoping that everything is going to be fine.
All right. Yeah, so as you get closer, past through the curtain of vines, you see Moore and Lyndon ahead of you. You see that the cavern turns to the east and wraps around back to the south. What do you do?
How dark is it?
It is pretty dark. There's enough light bouncing off the walls and the reflecting off the wet surfaces and stuff that you can barely see, even if you don't have dark vision. So we don't have to worry about torches and stuff like that for today.
Okay. I'll just reach up my paw to hold one of Moore's branches and say, "Lead the way, buddy."
Okay. You're just gonna start kind of dancing as he's moving, just swaying to the side to side as he's moving through the cavern with a little line, I guess, we're forming behind.
Yeah, you're making a little conga line. Yeah. As you move through, one of the things to keep in mind is that the width of the squares do represent 5-foot squares, even though you guys are a little bit smaller than a medium creature. The ceiling ranges between 2 and 6 feet in height, which does come into play when most people play a tree, but not more because he's a small tree. All right.
Yeah, just keep going.
All right.
Mo is not looking out. He's just moving.
I'm just moving.
Yeah.
All righty. As you come around this next corner, water drips from the ceiling into a small chamber. Through its center, a little stream of water has begun to form on the east side. There is the smell of decay and mildew kind of overshadows other smells in the area. Bones lie scattered on the ground, and an enormous stag beetle clicks its mandibles on some dried branches or bones that are in the pile that he's standing in. As you come around the corner, more particularly, he grabs your attention.
Oh my. Oh. Mo's gonna go over to just ignores the beetle entirely and just walks over to the branches of what he assumed is a felled tree.
Oh my god.
to pay her respects.
All right, to get past the beetle, I mean, you'll have to go past the beetle to get to the thing. Okay. So you're gonna move over to it then?
Yeah, I'll move right over to it and towards the branches.
All right, so as you get to that space where you would go past it, the beetle immediately turns and snaps at you. Are you committed to being a little bit ambivalent about it? Or do you want to roll initiative? Okay.
I'm committed.
Okay. All right, so it snaps at you. 12 probably misses. So your thick, barky skin, it sort of clamps and just sort of slides off of you, unable to take any real damage. If anybody else wants to get involved, we can go ahead and jump into initiative.
More pats on the head and goes, "It's okay, I know. It's a hard loss." It seems like it's like looking for a hug as it's paying its respects to this dead tree. It's okay.
All right. So as you're checking out the tree, the stuff that's there in that pile, let me find my notes, sorry.
I was holding Moore's hand and I hadn't let go, so I'm right there with this beetle now. Whoa!
Okay, yeah. All right, so you look through the debris. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception roll, because you're going to also be distracted when this thing keeps attacking you. So it attacks more. Do you guys want to do anything else? I think we're just safe to kind of go in order of how close you are. So Moore's looking. Saga, what do you do?
Saga's just kind of like nervously, like kind of shuffling forward, and she says, "Are y'all okay? Is there a battle going on?" Someone shouted. "What's going on right here?"
It's Beetle!
The beetle's just clamping its giant mandibles toward you.
I think we're in trouble!
A tree died here, and I think this beetle's mourning. I'm just paying my respects. It's nothing. I don't think anything serious happening. And just like kneeling by the branches, speaking tree.
So the debris that's here, there's years of just sort of collected muck where the water flows through and it sort of gets caught in this area. But you can also see that this scavenger, whatever it's grabbed, whatever it's eating, has pulled it into this little alcove. There's bones of different animals. There's actually a full-grown deer, but I mean, possibly years old. That was what it was actually chewing on the bone of right then. You also find there's a small travel bag hidden underneath some of the branches and an old rusty short sword. Does Ranger or Lyndon do anything else, or is the beetle just going to keep trying to attack more?
I'll try and like position myself in between the two of them to allow more the space she needs to have this morning.
Okay. So
yeah, and I'll keep it busy.
All right, so it will snap at you then. 15?
I think that misses. Yeah, my AC is 16.
Nice. So it clamps, just barely missing you. Your agile self, your my brain just quit. Chipmunk dexterity coming into play.
Yeah, I whoosh my cape, my navy blue cape, to distract it, and I say, "Hey, let's calm down here. Don't worry, we'll be out of your hair in just a moment."
That's all I can say. So.
I
right.
don't feel bad. I definitely
What does Ranger do?
Gonna like still kind of like stay off into the background, pull his hood down for a second, and just kind of like flake out his hair or his fur a bit, and like all of these little critters, these little bugs and stuff are gonna come from it. As,
oh my gosh!
I cast infestation.
Oh man!
Love
on the big
that. That's so good.
All right. So what will infestation do to our beetle?
It's got to make a DC 14 save.
Constitution.
Oh, we got a 20 or a 17 on that. So with a success,
That's okay.
does anything happen?
No, I think it's a save or
So the little bugs sort of swarm around it, and it sort of just doesn't seem phased by it. Maybe they're just too similar to itself. More, do you want to do anything?
After a moment, Moore like sits up again and goes, "I paid my respects. I found this travel bag and short sword. I don't really use these. Does anyone want it?"
Oh, it might give us clues to where Jeb went, so you should drag it out.
Okay. You just like try to put it onto its back. It just arches over even further now with the added weight, and shuffles on over to Saga, just ignoring the beetle still.
All right. The beetle snaps at you again. Changing targets from Lyndon a second ago. And rolls a nat one. This beetle's just like, you're just like in my stuff, and I'm really upset about it, and I can't do anything to stop you.
That's so
Moore
funny.
just turns around and goes, "No, bad hug," and then turns back to Saga and hands.
Alrighty.
Saga nudges it open to see if there's anything inside.
Yes. There is some stuff inside. It looks like a large handkerchief or something wrapped around something.
Snacks.
That's all you can see if you just look. I mean, you have to.
I will try to unfurl it, please.
All right. You see a really nice cucumber sandwich that somebody lovingly prepared, and it was wrapped around or what was wrapped around it was a handkerchief with hand embroidered J and M on it, like J and ampersand.
I have an important question. Is the sandwich moldy?
It is. I mean, you can tell it's a few days old.
Oh no. Y'all, I think this is the remains of Jeb here.
Oh.
Do you look closer for like at the bones and stuff?
No, Saga just gets very dramatic. It's like, look at the sandwich.
Oh, that looks fresh.
And I pick it up and take a bite.
Yeah, just surrenders it to you.
Yeah, it tastes a little too good for you, Ranger, but you know it's not bad.
It's penicillin.
Since I'm next to the sort of like pile of stuff that Moore just left, can I see if there's a green cape or any other of the clothes that we were told about?
All right. Since he's moved everything around and did the hard work of rolling that perception, yeah, you don't see any dauber-sized bones or any clothing.
Okay. I think he may have just lost his pack and stuff here, because there's no Dobber skeleton or anything. I don't think this beetle would eat him skeleton at all.
Oh, well, it's good
the
that you're
beetle's gonna
here.
try one more time to snap it more.
Hey!
That's another nat one. That's so funny.
All right. For the first time ever when running this adventure, it's just going to leave. Just like, I'm a bad guy. Alrighty.
Go get out of the cavern and think about what you did.
Yeah, it's going to a timeout. Super villain timeout. All right. It's not super villain. Okay, so with that, you the short sword, however, does appear to be much older. Like wherever this came from is likely not Jeb, unless he was carrying around something that hadn't been used in months, if not years.
Yeah, Jeb has a short bow, right? At least
She
that's
did
what-
describe a bow. Yeah, Marge did
Yeah.
describe a bow.
Are
Keep
there
going?
any like magical like essence kind of radiating from the sword?
You can roll Arcana.
All right, go ahead and roll Arcana, not acrobats. I'll dig a 19.
No. This sword is most definitely not magical and never was. It probably hasn't even been around anything magical until you.
Until you, you're magical.
I almost took the spell that would make a non-magical item magical with a +1. I should have taken it.
That would have been good.
I think great just being on someone with a rusty sword doing ridiculous
Right.
damage.
And it would feel better. You would give the old sword a new purpose. That's okay. Anyway, so,
We press onward.
Yes, we go onwards.
all right. So as you come around the corner, there's a long, dark corridor extending to the west, beyond the alcove that you just exited. It's very narrow in places, though all of you guys can easily fit. At the far end of the alcove, you can see that the floor has a more reflective surface and even looks like it's moving a little bit. Looks like Lyndon is leading the way. As you get to this place where it begins to open, you can see that there's a pool of stagnant water. Thick film and unidentifiable debris cover the top of the pool. Fungus clings to the walls, hanging above the water and growing near it from the floor. More bones lie on the floor, many of them along the edges of the pool, and it smells really bad. Fresh rot, old rot, stinky, bad smell. As you get closer, anyone who is being particularly perceptive should let me know.
No. Nope.
Saga's trying to find Ranger, so I would say that's
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you the help action, Saga.
Hey, let's see
As
if I can
I-
turn that 6 into something else. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, 18.
There you go. So with Lyndon kind of pointing around
Yeah.
at what to look at, I'm not sure how you help with perception, but you can do it. I'm sure you can. You do notice that right here, where I'm pinging, that pile of muck is more put together than the other piles of muck. It appears to be sort of like it's not sort of just naturally floating in the top of the pool of water. It's stationary. You can even see it move a little bit, like it's looking around.
Ha ha ha.
Moore doesn't notice, so he keeps going.
Okie dokie. Well, there we go. So as Moore steps into the water, a pile of muck just collects together and rises up. Long pseudopod-like
Oh God!
things strike out at you, and yeah, because you got in the water.
Yeah.
I need to change the music. That would be cool. What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, there we go. So the pseudopod swings at you for a 10, which I am sure misses.
Yeah.
And you all see it. So let's get some real initiative rolled here now.
Woo!
So many bad hugs.
Lots of bad hugs.
Ooh, I forgot to click my token. That was not bad.
The music broke.
Oh no.
The track won't play.
I'm hearing.
Oh, you hear it. All right, I don't hear it. If you guys hear it, that's great. Okay,
Pretty epic,
I
actually.
apologize. So initiative, it's the same song. Okay, well then it's not the right one.
Oh.
And I can't play the others on the stream. So all right, so we have initiative of Moore with a 19.
Woo.
Again, we have Shar and Ranger tied this time with a 17. Then the Sludge has a 13. And Saga will bring up the end of our initiative order. So, Moore, what do you do?
When this sludge lunges at Moore like just slaps it, and that's gonna be my unarmed strike to slap it.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so roll to hit. This debris and stuff that's
23.
just floating in the water that sort of come together in this amorphous pile of slime that's full of rot, and you can even see like maggots and stuff sort of crawling in between what must be leaves and other nasty stuff.
I sweat it for 8 damage.
You hit it, and it is bludgeoning, so that's good to know. And when you strike it, it like your hand kind of pushes into it, and it almost like the surface of it splashes backwards and then comes back together in this sort of weird sort of movement. But when you touch it, you feel the rot and the decay get on your skin.
Ooh, okay.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
that is not my
Oh
height.
boy.
16.
As you feel the rotten decay sort of seep into your skin for a moment, you feel it. Oh, your body is overwhelmed with like this nauseous feeling, but your strong constitution, you're able to shake it off.
It doesn't feel good. Don't touch me, and he's gonna whack it again.
Oh yeah, you've got two attacks. Yeah, roll the hit again.
Actually, no. In that first hit, so I was actually gonna do is I'm gonna spend key points, and he has to make a Constitution saving throw as well. So that makes
nice.
So it's gonna be a stunning strike.
Alrighty. Oh, look at that, nat 1.
It's stunned until the end of my next turn, and then I do my extra attack.
Nice.
Since it's stunned, I get advantage.
Right.
24.
Nice.
Woo.
For 4 points of damage, and I'm going to spend another key point to make this a hand of harm attack. So it takes another 6 plus my wisdom, which is 3, another 9 necrotic damage. I don't know if necrotic does anything to it, but that's its instinct to go with necrotic.
That's crazy. So we've got 8 plus 4 plus 9 for a total of 20 something points of damage. And I mean, you're just like bam, bam, and it's just like kind of flying apart and then coming back together. Very Terminator 2 looking. It's not dead, but it is. Yeah, but you need to make another Constitution saving throw because you touched it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
19.
All right, and again that feeling of nauseousness gets after you, but you fight it off.
And then, as a
bonus
bonus
he's still going.
I have key fueled attack. When I spend 1 key point as part of my action, I can make 1 unarmed attack as a bonus action. So I'm going to attack again, and still with advantage because it's still stunned.
Right. Because it's done until the end of your next turn, right? So it's got a whole
18.
That'll hit
for 7 bludgeoning damage.
7 more damage. So we've got up to 29, I think. So.
And then I'm gonna back away.
All right.
Just run away. It doesn't feel nice to touch. Don't touch. I still have to roll another save actually. I just realized.
Right. So it's stunned, so it doesn't get like a
18
opportunity attack or anything. As you step away, though, you notice that its friend moves over into this space here. So that brings us to either Lyndon or Ranger. Who would like to go?
Lyndon will go next. And I'll scamper towards the one that Moore was just engaged with, and she'll unshield her rapier once more and try and stab this muck creature using sneak attack since it's stunned. So hopefully I hit.
Right, yeah, you got advantage.
Advantage. A 17?
17 hits.
Okay, so that's 10 piercing damage plus my sneak attack since I have advantage, an additional 7 piercing.
All right. So when you strike it, you hit it easily, but the strange thing is that you feel so little resistance. I mean, if you've ever tried to stab water with your rapier, it's like that. You're not sure really if you're hurting it or not. But it was a very well targeted strike. Anything else? I want to move you over here.
Thank you. I'll dash away with the rest of my movement as a bonus action, and I'll say, I don't know if I actually did anything to it. It's slippery. Well, I guess it's kind of water, so that makes sense. Ah!
All right. I'll move you back away. Ranger.
Yeah, Ranger's just kind of like nodding, watching, staying into the shadows, not getting too close, and is gonna kind of like pull out a little bell and pull out a little, like, there's like a twig or something in his ghillie suit, and just go like ding, and I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on this feller over here.
Nice.
So they need to make a wisdom saving throw against a 14. And then they already have damage, so they'll take 1d12, so they'll take either 9 or half of that.
All right. So why don't you describe for us what happens as this thing is killed by your Toll the Dead?
Great. I don't think I've ever killed anything with Toll the Dead before. It's such a cool spell. In this case, in Ranger's case, that little ding of that like old little metal bell starts just kind of like resonating, like it just gets louder and louder, and of course they're in this cavern, and it just kind of echoes off until this creature, this wet, goopy, but also organic type thing is just shaking and shivering and just
Nice.
shatters into a bunch of like little bits all over the place, and those are the pieces that start to decay. But from that decay, there are these mushrooms, these beautiful mushrooms that just start blooming from them, that kind of hover above the water.
Nice. So yeah, the best description you could get of the bits that fly off kind of look like, wet leaves that have been in a lake for a long period of time. But it is dead. The other guy who was attracted to your movement moves to about here, and that's about as far as he can get on his turn. He's just a big pile of goo, so he's not very fast. Which brings us to Saga.
Saga will just start charging forward and put herself in front of Moore.
Okay.
And you see her whip out the rapier, and as she's charging past her friends, she casts out with her other hand some sparkles, and you see these golden vines kind of creep through the air, and then it will head in the direction of Lyndon. I will give you Bardic Inspiration.
Ooh, thank you.
And it accompanies with her singing, and she sings of growth and of restoration and great health. And she's gonna stab. Hiya!
You're so
19 hits.
inspiring.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I love your visual descriptions of all your magic. It's really, really exciting to me. 19 totally hits and 10. So just as I described for Lyndon, you strike through this thing with your rapier, but the resistance is so little that you're not really sure that it does a lot of damage. You pass right through it, and it just closes it back up as you do.
One last thing. I am a College of Creation bard, so the Bardic Inspiration that I've given you is a little different. I'm so sorry for the wall of text here. So you have 3 choices here, Lyndon. You can use it for an ability check, attack roll, saving throw, and then basically, I think for the most part, there's small things that kind of add on in addition. So what you see as the spell finishes casting, there's a little golden lily just floating near you. And it kind of persists.
So cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. That's fantastic. Moore, it's your turn.
Oh, despite Moore being don't touch, that's all Moore can really do. So they're gonna go over and start swinging at this this thing.
Okay.
They did some serious damage last time. Hopefully, can do some this time.
Yeah.
13.
13 will hit.
Yes.
Again, it's not fast. It's not hard.
5 bludgeoning damage.
All right. You smash into it again. Little bits kind of fly off and then suck back together. Ranger, while he's doing this, give me a perception roll. Continue, Moore.
Not 20 on the con. Sounds great.
All right. That'll count for the whole turn. So just do your thing.
Okay. Punch again for 22.
That'll hit.
5 bludgeoning. Yeah, I'm gonna save everything else. And yeah, that's the end of my turn. It kind of bounces. Just kind of not bounces, kind of just swaying still beside Saga.
Nice. All right. Next was I think Lyndon was next.
Am I thinking that I'm doing no damage with my piercing?
Give me what role would that be?
Insight?
Insight. Good one. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, insight.
Okay. Nat 20!
Yes. You are you're doing half damage.
Okay, so then I'll continue with my rapier since I don't have any other weapons or any other type of damage. I look down at the floating golden lily in the water, and I pick it up as I scamper, tuck it behind one of my large ears next to my feather in my cat, and I swing with advantage on this this creature.
Nice. And you get your sneak attack. Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, so that's 10 plus 7.
Nice. Okay.
piercing damage again, so half of that.
Right.
And I'll sort of like stab with my right paw and attempt to like bring it back and hold it at eye level of this creature that doesn't have a face.
It's just sort of like kind of dancing there in front of you. Not nearly as smooth as more like
So
whatever
as
that means.
you land that attack, you'll see that the golden lily kind of shoots out towards it. And I think you can choose to do this if you want. I think you get control over this, Lyndon.
Sure,
but-
I'll do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the creature has to make a Constitution saving throw or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the inspiration die.
Ooh, and what die am I rolling for
A
this?
die 8.
Oh, you're up to
Because
D8.
we're level
Nice.
5, yeah.
So it's a con save.
Okay.
Yeah, the save DC is
Oh, no.
14.
Nat 1. Nice.
5 thunder
Roll
damage.
20, what are you doing today?
Yeah. So just like the
Danny.
beetle. Anyway, so yeah, the little thing just ripples through it as you see more of its mass actually sort of fade into the water around it, and it's almost like there's less of it now than there was as when the combat started.
And that lily that was tucked with my feather sort of like floats up into the air above it and like comes slamming down for that thunder damage and like a wave of petals in the water.
That's super cool. Ranger, I need a perception roll from you two.
Oh, a perception roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Boop.
Cool.
7.
You are focused on what's in front of you, so go ahead with your turn.
Yeah. It literally all he does is just holds up the bell and goes ding.
It's almost too bad this is like a virtually, no intelligence type creature, because you can do that as a threat now. Like, hey.
Don't make me ring this bell. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So that's a save.
Another con.
14. Yeah.
Where's my dice roller? There we go. I think I rolled the wrong. Yeah, I messed that other roll up. It was still a nat one. It's another nat one.
Damn it.
Holy cow!
No, that one was a damage.
Oh.
Take the one.
Wow.
All right.
He's staying right where he is. I'm not doing anything.
Like he has no idea what just happened. Ow. my slime hurts. So based on the position you guys were in, this thing strikes out with its pseudopods, almost just like a big shoomp at Stella. Whatever a shoomp is. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Alrighty. Where did it go? Sorry. Take 7 damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
I can do that. I rolled a 9.
Nice. So, you feel this rot just sort of infect your body, and you now actually have the condition called rot poisoning. This is something you've dealt with since you've been kind of battling the rot. You know that lesser restoration will cure it. You also know that a long night's rest might cure it. That just depends on if you fail your saving throw or succeed or fail in the morning. But what it does is it gives you practically for the moment 1 degree of exhaustion,
Okay.
which means you have disadvantage on skill related rolls. I think that's it.
Okay.
And you also will take the next full round suspended vomiting. So, sorry about that.
No, like all of a sudden Saga just like does not look well. You see her kind of like stumbling a little, looking disoriented as she takes this blow.
Yeah, and you see that the rot slime is just like, it's like they're dripping down maybe off of some of her fur over her, kind of her majestic stature, and she looks really, really nasty. So I think that brings us back to you more. No. It's Stella. I'm sorry, Saga.
Okay. So Saga is going. You see, her hooves kind of like stamp down, and she just tries to do the same thing again. So there's only ability checks, right? Skills.
Right. Your attacks are still the same, I believe.
Okay. So she tries to hit with her rapier. 14.
14 will hit.
Okay. That's 4 piercing damage.
All right. You slice into it, do 4 damage. A little bit splatters off of it. Anything
And
else?
then yeah, so she'll with her other hand kind of reach for her dagger, an offhand dagger. Oh, that's not one.
That will
7?
not do anything.
Okay.
Dang
And
it.
that will be her turn.
All right. So the slime just, it's like, it feels like it has its target now. It's kind of almost rolling as if it's going to try to roll over you, Saga, whenever it can next. More, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's gonna go for another punch. Just throws his little twig arms at this creature and hopes for the best. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 6 bludgeoning. And I'll roll on again. 8. This
All
time.
right. Wow. So you now also have the rot poisoning. You lose your next attack as you bend over and start
feels so good.
not vomiting, but you're doing like maybe it's just like really slow, like sap, like
Yeah,
like
just starts oozing out like the different flavors and stuff.
yeah, you're and the slime is feeling like it's getting somewhere now. So Lyndon, your turn.
Making my friends vomit, making my friends ooze, not anymore! And I go to stab it again.
All right. Roll to hit.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a 20. Don't even need the advantage. So 8 piercing damage. Are my vomiting friends still next to the creature? Or did you move away as you...
I
so
mean, you can't
because-
move too far.
Yeah, I'll still be next to the creature because I just immediately started just oozing sap.
Yeah.
Okay. But would they be incapacitated because of the vomiting?
Just for the rest of this round. So
Okay,
yeah.
so I don't
Yeah.
get my sneak attack, unfortunately. Actually, what I'll do instead then is, if this is okay, before I stab, is it all right if I just move to the other side of it into the water?
yeah.
Okay, then I would be
Yeah.
able to get it
It's
because
flanked, yeah.
I'm a swashbuckling rogue, and
Nice.
no other creatures within 5 feet of me on that side, so I would still be able to get it.
All right. So while you're stabbing through this thing, you still have that same sense that its resistance it's just so wet that you're not really able
Yeah.
to do a lot of damage to it. But be that as it may, you did do enough. So as you stab into it, it stops moving. It stops trying to like kind of pulsate as it was getting ready to try to devour Saga, and it just sort of slumps back down into the water and dissipates. Describe what you do in your victory attack.
As it like floofs down into the water, Lyndon just like emerges, rapier in hand from the water, like covered in the muck, like aha! And then I shake my fur to try and like get it all the muck off me.
That's perfect. Yeah, and all like little bits of muck and dead leaves and stuff shake out of your fur. And with that, you don't see any additional moving sludge monsters here. What do you guys do next?
Did we leave the short sword? Or did we bring it with us?
I thought you picked it up. I don't recall it. You saying you set it back down or somebody took it or something. I thought you picked it up.
Saga holds out the short sword.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna use this from now on. It'll wrap its roots around it.
Oh.
Oh. Alrighty. So from where you guys are at, you smell more of the rot in the air. There's almost as if there's a bit of even a smoky smell kind of wafting up through the cave. from the south.
I think before we move any further, you'll see Saga casting that same spell that she did, that she tried to use on the goat. Says, I think that we're not quite done here, so it might be best if we try to be in tip-top shape. So I will use Lesser Restoration on Moore and also myself, if that's okay.
Yep. Yeah, you'll have to do one casting each, unless that does it give it an area effect?
No, I believe it's a singular target.
Okay.
So I'm now all out of level 2 spell slots.
Okay. All right, so you guys take care of that.
Saga took damage, right?
Yeah. She looks a bit wounded, yeah.
Okay, so Moore is gonna like while Saga is casting the spell on her, he reaches up with his little branch hands and like as best as he can without a mouth, kiss her on the forehead and use healing hands to heal her for 3 plus 3, 6
Nice.
6 points of healing.
Thank you. She looks so much better. Thank you, my friend.
I always
You're
picture
welcome.
the tree woodkin as having kind of eyes and mouth and other features, like where it's just the bark is sort of made a natural like shape. Kind of like the movie that all of a sudden went out of my brain. There's no place like home.
Pocahontas? Oh, okay, I was thinking Pocahontas.
Yeah,
Wizard of Oz.
that too. Wizard of Oz. Okay, onward. Where to?
I would like to stealth. I would like to move as quietly as possible.
All right, you wanna see if you can improve on your already nifty stealth.
Yes. Dangerous here.
Danger here. Yep, roll it with advantage. There you go.
Improved.
Nobody knows where Ranger is now.
Where did Wizard go?
I don't know.
Are you moving on ahead more, or is Ranger gonna go ahead because he's invisible, basically? Or
I think after feeling so sick, Moore is like, maybe I should be more careful, and he's gonna wait for the rest of the group before moving ahead.
All right. As you do move into this next large cavern, you see mold and mud and large mushrooms filling this chamber. Moss, roots, and black foliage lie in a heap along the wall. I'll ping over here so you can kind of see, to make decay and rot and waste fill your nostrils. As you step into the room, actually everyone, give me a perception roll.
Damn.
Oop,
13.
Not great.
Nice. So Ranger and Saga, you see over here, this pile of muck is breathing. It raises and lowers and slowly. And as you look closer, much like Smaug in the Hobbit movies, you can see an eye underneath the foliage, the muck and the leaves, and it is clearly looking at you. What you thought were branches just kind of sticking up haphazardly in this are actually two large tusks. When you hear a disembodied shh from nowhere because you don't know where Ranger is, what do you guys do?
I shush.
Yeah, I like slink to the floor.
Let's get stealth rolls from you guys too.
Oh no. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'll give you benefit of the doubt. You can try.
I don't think I do.
I have a +6.
Sure, that's good. Lyndon?
Yeah, we're not in a forest right now.
All right. More and I didn't see your roll, Saga. Okay. You can see that the eye is focused on you, Saga. It even shifts a little bit underneath the brambles and things like that.
Saga knows exactly what to do. Don't make eye contact. Kind of like hugging up against like the wall as far as she can.
Okay. It's just watching you.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be.
Is there any? I look at the floor. Are we seeing any dauber-size footprints in this area?
Are you going to take some time to investigate, or are you just trying to
I'll
get past this
try and
beast?
like quick look. I don't want to move. Yeah, I want to stay on the spot since we're trying to hide in
All
plain
right.
sight.
Give me an investigation with this disadvantage then.
Okay. With disadvantage, that's a 13.
Yeah, there's nothing you can identify as anything specific.
Okay.
You can't tell what tracks are what. You do see mud though. That's that gray mud that you saw before at Harold's farm and the trail you were following and all that stuff. The
Okay.
creature kind of shuffles forward underneath the brambles a little bit closer, still watching Saga.
Keep going, right?
If-
More just keeps going.
okay.
All right, 1 sec.
We're not being intimidating or threatening.
All right.
Goodbye.
Just trying to get by.
As it was sort of focused on Saga, when more steps a little bit more purposefully away, its head snaps towards you, and I want to read it because it's cool. The heap of black foliage and fungus shifts suddenly. It stands, revealing a huge boar-like creature. With a great snort, it blows a cone of petrifying mud from its nostrils on the ground in an arc. It stamps its hooved foot in challenge. You see black, vine-like veins of rot poisoning wrapping around its legs. Its eyes are bloodshot and wild with rage. It steps forward, and we are going to roll initiative, unless you just run.
Run!
Run!
Oh my
Run.
god.
All right. Okay, so
Smoked bacon for another day, and I'll follow everybody else.
all righty, cool. So, did I see? Were you trying to ride on more, Ranger?
No, my thing got stuck, and I'm trying to move forward, but it kept moving backwards.
That's hilarious. All righty, you guys take off running. It stamps its foot and snorts a few times, and it kind of almost jumps forward and then stamps its feet down into the ground as you continue to go out. It's almost like, oh, you're not coming back, and now it's just like, this is my land, my territory. Whatever that noise would be. As you continue around the corner, you leave the moss boar's chamber and move around the bend. A bit of gray light seeps in, revealing that there must be an exit that goes on out into the light. Outside the cave, you smell more rot than you do fresh air, which doesn't seem right.
We're coming in closer to the source.
As you kind of come around that corner there, Lyndon, you can see that this area here is where the cave opens up, and there's a bit of a drop off down to the forest floor here. But if you follow it on this direction, there's water down here, but it just sort of slopes down so that you get down to that forest floor.
Like a water slide?
Well, you could slide if you really wanted to.
Yeah!
yeah.
I go.
You
Bye-bye.
slide down and splash into this area. It's kind of nasty, mucky water, though, but it is rain that's coming down, so I guess there is some fresh water there, too. A cluster of mushrooms crowd around pools of stagnant water. Some of them are strangely large, some even taller than a Dobber. A haze of purple spore clouds emanate from around them, mixing with smoke, which you see this large source of smoke here where I'm pinging. To your surprise, underneath the cap of one of these mushrooms where I'm pinging is a Dobber with a heavy cloak. He is crouched under the mushroom. As you focus on him, you see that he is caked with mud and has been turned to stone.
No.
Over here, you see smoke and heat emanating from the ground. There's been a bit of mound of dirt. Water is all around it, but where this little fire is, it's been mounded up. You can smell that the rot poisoning, the decay that's been spreading is clearly present in the smoke coming out of this fire. What do you guys do?
I call up to Ranger saying, Ranger, there's gonna be some stuff down here that interests you. I'm seeing some fancy mushrooms and rotting.
Mushrooms, yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, there are mushrooms everywhere, and they're huge and twisted and clearly affected by the rot. This whole area, the trees and everything have a distortion to them where they don't appear to be part of the natural forest that you know and love.
More jumps onto Saga.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if it's okay. Saga just says uppies and just like picks you up, and then we go together.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, where do you guys go? What are you guys going to look at?
Let's go see Jeb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mushroom right here is where he's under.
Okay.
As you step closer to that group of mushrooms, this mushroom steps forward to the base of it, the whatever the trunk, the stem, I guess, what it kind of separates in these long limbs, and it takes long, lanky steps. You see purple spores sort of emanating out of its mushroom cap.
Oh, hello.
What do you guys do? You're looking at Jeb.
Hi. He just waves at the mushroom.
I don't think it's a friend.
It's slowly walking towards you. Did anyone want to do like an investigation roll on Jeb or?
Yeah, I don't have the best investigation if somebody else
I
wants
have
to.
+4.
Okay.
Yeah, so Saga will put her big old deer eyes on Jeb and, what do I see? I rolled a 9. Oh, gosh.
Well, he's been turned to stone.
Jeb's been turned to stone, y'all.
Lucky.
Like,
No, what's going on? I've been weird all my life. I want to change things up a bit. Now, Moore looks over at the mushroom, and can I do it? Like, Moore has been attacked by things that she assumed friendly multiple times this adventure, and I think at this point he's starting to clock on that maybe he should check their motives. So can I roll an insight check on this? On this
okay.
thing?
Yeah. Let's see it. 23. It is a nat 20. Nat 20s and nat 1s this session are insane. So first, let me start about his childhood. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so this thing has ill intentions. It is guarding something. And it's coming towards you. So we're going to go ahead and let's get some fresh initiatives, and we'll hang on to these for the rest of the day.
I think this mushroom has ill intentions. Nat 1.
Wow, I rolled a nat 1. Ranger got a nat 20. What is this?
Yeah, we are all about the higher than lows. I've got a 5. So, this mushroom is stepped forward, and it towers over all of you. Well, except for Stella. I mean, Saga. Sorry, I'm
No, it's
mixing
okay.
names here.
It's fine.
Yeah, but you're first, Ranger.
Oh, you're a big one.
And I'm gonna cast Mage Armor. It is right up in my space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
good point.
messing around with that at all. So I'm sitting at a nice 17 AC. And that's all I can do.
Nice. Alrighty. That then brings us to Lyndon. Right, yeah.
All right, she gets down on all four paws and is going to scamper up towards this mushroom to the other side of it and attempt to stab it with her rapier again.
Nice. Roll the hit.
An 11?
As you swing at it with your rapier, you notice that it's almost deceptively agile, and it sort of steps to the side, its large mushroom cap swinging as its beady eyes that you just thought were like markings on its the skin follow you, and you miss.
Dang it! And then I'm gonna dash as a bonus action without an attack of opportunity because I'm a swashbuckler, and just move a bit further away from it over here, if that's okay.
That is okay. As you step over there, you feel the heat coming off of this source, whatever this is that's burning, whatever it is, it's sort of underneath the earth, and all the heat and fire and smoke is like seeping out through just the porous nature of dirt, right? Give me a Arcana roll just for being in that in the space with advantage, because it's like yelling at you.
Okay. I was like, that's an 8.
I was actually going to say that. Okay.
A 12?
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you can tell that it is magical in nature, and it is definitely at least the source of the rottenness area. It's obvious.
I shout out to everyone, flaming hot rock sauce over here!
Flaming hot rot source. Order up. So that brings us to Moore.
Moore is going to rush over to this mushroom with their new rusty short sword and just swing at this thing.
Roll a hit.
30,
That'll very hit.
For 3 piercing.
All right.
And can I put stunning strike into weapons, or is it just? You can check real quick. Yeah, weapon attack. So yeah, I'm gonna put a stunning strike into this. You need to make a con save. And probably safe, but it's worth trying.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, you just barely made it, right?
Yeah, that just barely makes it.
So as you cut into it, you see it kind of where it cuts, that like opens up, and you see that white fleshy mushroom material beneath it. You definitely heard it. There's not any weird resistances going on right now.
Perfect. So I attack again.
Hit it.
That doesn't hit.
That doesn't hit.
And then, because I used a key point, even though it failed, I get to attack again for free as a bonus action. So I'm going to swing one more time. 9. That does not hit either.
I'm afraid it doesn't. This large mushroom thing steps side to side, agile as a boxer. Now it is his turn. He steps forward, getting ready to swing, and what you didn't notice before, unfortunately, was this mushroom man here too. It steps forward and kind of it's almost like as it steps forward, it like bends its knees, its legs, and then as it kind of raises back up, poof, gray cloud of spores come out of it. So everyone who's in this range that I'm going to draw on the map here, things are in the way. Did I just draw that on the wrong? Oh, no. Oh, it is. What layer do I have that on?
I saw a small circle appear.
It disappeared. It
There's
went
a
to the.
There's a circle
There's
right
one over
here.
here.
Yeah, but I can't grab it. It's like it's on the wrong layer.
No.
I'm definitely in that. So I'm gonna roll mine. It's a con save, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I can tell from here that it's. Yeah, it's just gonna hit. It's just gonna hit you more.
Yeah, I rolled an 18.
That will do it. So, what you feel though as you inhale some of these spores is a sense of drowsiness.
Oh.
This other one steps forward and it just swings a large pseudopod arm at you more.
I feel a bit sleepy.
Oh, why didn't it work? There we go. 7 misses.
Misses.
But then it also puffs out spores. These, however, are purple and dark. And I'm gonna try one more.
16. I'm guessing it's a con save as well.
It is a con save. You
I'm gonna
do make it.
I'm in that one too.
Yeah, so this one is gonna also hit Ranger. There's the purple one. Put it around this guy. This guy. Yeah, that's perfect. Now 10-foot radius. Ranger, you fail the con save and you feel the rot sickness take over, but you take necrotic damage in addition to that. So that is, where is my thing at? 13 damage.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So
Wizard,
you
that's
inhale
huge.
this toxic
Oh, no.
fumes and just suddenly feel your whole body try to shut down. Pain courses throughout your skin and your bones.
I don't feel so good.
Saga, it is your turn.
Okay. Saga will thrust out her hand, and as she does, this these twisting golden glowing vines just shoot out, and then they explode into an array of light and glitter. There's so in this area, so like specifically not getting my friends, I will cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, nice. Yep, so you'll get both of those guys. They make a dex save, right?
Yeah, 14 is the DC.
Oh, look at that, another nat one.
Another nat 1. Oh my
Yes.
god.
I would just count that for both of them since it's so terrible.
Nice.
All right, so
like,
they line up, they're light up with a purple or whatever color outline, I guess you specified.
yeah. So yeah, it just washes over them, and they are now outlined. And if any attack roll that's made against them will have advantage.
Okay.
With that, after that's cast, she'll kind of charge forward, and she will use her offhand as with a bonus. So
Yeah.
it's 4 piercing damage.
Nice. Okay, you charge forward, you stab this thing, it turns towards you, its face and everything all lit up with confusion.
That's my turn.
We are at the end of the round. Before we start the next round, you hear a large crack of wood that snaps your attention to the wet foliage just beyond the buried seed, or you haven't determined the seed yet. A fallen tree trunk lurches from the ground. Huge splinters snap off the main shaft, cracking and popping as they bend into 8 terrible legs. The monster scampers forward to the burning thing under the ground. Rotten wood and bark tower over you. Glowing purple decay drips from its heart. And I will move this thing onto the screen.
Oh.
Poof.
Oh my,
That is
that's big.
I'm in trouble.
Are y'all seeing what I see?
Yeah.
You can just see like where its supposed head might be, just the end of the trunk. there's this like opening where there's just decay dripping, but it's like glowing with necrotic energy. And that means it's Ranger's turn. The spore cloud fades.
I'm feeling great.
Ranger is gonna go ahead and, again, that little bell, just kind of carefully bring it out, and this time strike it hard.
Nice.
And the sound is just gonna resonate in a spot that's not gonna hit my party members. It's only a 10 feet radius, so it'll hit the two mushrooms. I'm casting Shatter.
Oh,
so
nice.
I need a Constitution saving throw from those two creatures. And I roll 3d8 thunder damage.
Wow, that's a bunch. I have another nat 1.
Oh my gosh, that's so many nat 1s.
And I'll roll twice, and then a 10, which either way, they both fail and they both die. That's what happens. I mean, you just see them like for just a second, it's almost like there's just a beat of pause, almost like the rain that's falling on you just doesn't fall for this split second, and then pop as the thunder of the shatter spell just bursts these two mushrooms, and white tofu like material flies all over everybody.
I'm gonna use my bonus action and use Life from Death and heal myself. I desperately need some HP, so I will take a 1d6 of HP. I'll take 3. That helps. It's something.
Right. It's so the wording on that is challenging because it's supposed to be 1d per 2 levels of your character, rounded down. So you at 5th level, it should be 2 dice, but it's a minimum of 1, which is why the wording is weird. If you see it, I may try to find a better way to.
I forgot to add that.
Yeah, and then you get that as a bonus on top of it.
Okay, cool.
So it should be 2d plus 3 or whatever. Yeah.
That's 9 plus 6.
Yeah. So when you do it to another person, it's only 1 die.
Gotcha. That makes that's cool.
Yeah.
It's still. I love this. I love that feat. It's awesome.
Yeah. So cool. Lyndon, you are. This thing is hovering above you. Large spider-like branches are stamping the ground, piercing the water and mud around you, guarding this precious burning rock or whatever it is that's in the ground.
And it definitely looks aggressive. Like it's not just I'm like, yeah. How aggressive does it seem with the stamping? Sorry.
It's going to attack you.
Okay. All right, buddy. It's either you or me, and I'm gonna attempt to stab it in its side. And
give me another insight check before you roll.
Yes, please. 19, pretty high.
All right, it's going to attack you because of the thing.
Yes.
Because of the thing.
of the glow that I'm near. Okay.
Yeah.
It's either you or me, but maybe I could save both of us. And I want to look into this like fiery hole and see if I can see anything else now that I'm closer to it.
All right. So you see what looks like a metal chunk, but it's glowing with heat. The metal has like a weird callousy sort of surface, like the pit of a peach. So it looks like a seed. And what water is kind of getting through from the rain, through the mud and stuff like that, you see it sizzle on the top of it. So go ahead and give me an Arcana roll too.
Alrighty. 5.
All right. But yeah, you can, even as it's stamping, getting ready to attack you, you almost feel like its other legs, since it's got 8, are almost like scooping up mud, trying to keep it nestle away from the water. Your turn. Or you go ahead, do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. Let's try and reach in and grab it if I can.
It is super hot. I mean,
I'm
you can tell
gonna
that.
still try and do it.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Alrighty. So we're gonna start with it. You can grab it. So you can reach in and grab it. That doesn't require a roll, unless you think your character just needs the like courage roll or whatever. Because grabbing fire is hard.
Yeah.
But you do take wow, another one. You take 3 fire damage from grabbing something hot.
Yep.
And you're holding it now. It's about as big as your head.
Okay.
And the thing turns to you. You know, it's really mad now.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this also on this turn, but my next thing that I would like to do is to try and throw it like deeper into the water to try and like douse it.
Okay. Yes, you can. I mean, so if you imagine, you've basically not done anything this turn. You know, all this has been sort of mental processing. So you definitely have time to reach in there and then toss it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So any of this area that I'm pinging out here is, well, for a chipmunk, it's almost over your head. So it's definitely deep enough. So just sort of direct me where you want to throw it.
Great. Yeah. Not too close to my friends. Let's go over here.
Over there. Okay. Yeah. So you can pretty easily toss it in that general direction. As it goes under the water, immediately the water bubbles and boils around it. Smoke rises up out of it as you can see that it's starting to cool off rapidly. You get a sense from your insight roll earlier that this creature is very unhappy about that specifically. And it still attacks you. I mean, that was going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
So...
Can I bonus action dash?
Oh yeah.
And run away.
Now, do you would still have to take the disengage action because that's not like the goblin thing. What am I trying to think of?
Yeah, I think you only.
I still get the attack of opportunity because I haven't attacked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it strikes down on you with its large claw-like branch leg thing. And
my!
Rolls a nat 20.
So, if it's okay,
Please do something.
can I please use silvery
This-
barbs?
You can do it as a reaction, right?
Yep.
So it has to re-roll.
Yeah.
I
Yay!
think you better. I think you better. Does it spoil the moment if I tell you how much damage it would have done? A 19 still hits.
Would have done.
Still
I wanna know
hits,
what it would've done as
but
well,
a
too.
lot
I
better.
want to know too.
You want to know how much it would have done? Okay.
Yes.
It would have done 22 damage.
I'd still be standing, but almost dead.
Okay. I was afraid it was really close. So in this case, you still take 13 damage,
Okay.
and you have to make a athletics or acrobatics roll as this claw like pierces into your body, and you feel the pressure of it, like it's got almost a fulcrum. It's going to drive you into the ground to pin you.
So,
Okay.
Lyndon, you'll get the advantage from the second part of silvery barbs.
Yay! Okay. I have a plus 10 to acrobatics, so I'll roll that with
Oh
advantage.
wow, nice! Oh my god! You
This game has a
roll
bunch of
out
nat
from
20s
under
and
this
nat
terrible
1s.
claw as it turns its head to where you were, and that necrotic energy just pours out of its mouth where you were, and it doesn't get to hit you.
Oh my god.
Not
Wild.
today!
So that brings us back to our sycamore friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush
The
over.
seed is over there bubbling and boiling and all that stuff. Don't forget about that.
I'm gonna rush. So where is the seed again? Where did you?
I just drew that little orange dot.
There. Oh, that's pretty far. I want to rush over to the seeds.
Okay.
Um,
1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you can get to right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
without.
and then I want to pick up the seeds.
All right. It's
And-
cooled down a little bit, and you're thick bark, so we're gonna say you're fine as far as taking damage from the heat.
And then turn to everyone and go, run! And I'm just gonna run with the seed.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna use my action to dash. I think as a monk I can use my bonus action to dash as well. And you check that. I'm just gonna
Yeah. Misty Step, or not Misty Step.
Step
the
of
other
the
one.
Wind.
Step of the Wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So you just take off. The creature is definitely now focused on you as it realizes it didn't get to do its kiss of decay on Lyndon, and because we've only got 5 minutes left, what do you guys? Are you all going to join in the run? You're going to run away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I can cast
Alright.
like mold earth to like make like a hole or a wall to give us some extra time or something.
You can only do 5 square feet per
I think it's
cantrip.
only like 5 feet or something. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so
5
it's-
feet of like, dirt into the eyeballs. Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, we don't have nothing to do with eyes, right? No eye gore.
Okay.
But so yeah, you can use that to create a little bit of a shield as you're going by, kind of block maybe the vision some of the creature, confuse it a little bit, and we will kind of skip past this part. You guys make it back into the cave. You somehow manage to distract the moss boar and get past it. Though you still have the question of whether it's going to terrorize any more farms. But as a kind of a summary of what the results are of your actions today, what are you guys wanting to kind of accomplish? Do you want to go back and talk to anybody? Like, what do you think the results are of this moment?
I think we definitely go back for Jeb at some point. Maybe when we figured out what's causing the rot and what this seed is, because it seems like the seed was a source of everyone's aggression anyway.
Mhm.
It's like after we've dealt with that, hopefully we go back to help Jeb.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, once you do get away, you have a chance to look a little bit further into it. I mean, this seed has been planted here. After you investigate further, you maybe talk to other people, your adventure continues. You find that there have been other seeds planted in the forest, and someone is intentionally trying to kind of break down the forest. And that's what happens in Act 1 of Seeds of Decay. There's a lot of cool stuff that you guys got to see. So we'll go ahead. I think we probably are to the point where we need to do our outro, right? I want to tell you just a couple more things because it's super fun. So the Plaguewood Spider, if you do have the adventure and read through it, you would probably take more time with this encounter because there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more mushrooms that you can fight. And the Plaguewood Spider itself is immune to almost all forms of damage. So you have to kill the seed. And to do that, you have to put it underwater. So it's even like it's also protected, because if you're just like hacking at it, it doesn't, its
That's
magical
so
energy kind of,
cool.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a puzzle in order to basically defeat the thing, or you have to come up with the ability to do like 150 damage, which is hard at 5th level.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was the boss battle part of the adventure. So thank you guys so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending some time with me and in suspending your disbelief for a little while to learn about the Dobbers and Seeds of Decay. Again, I am Daryl T. Jones. I'm the artist, writer, creator, designer of Seeds of Decay. It's on Kickstarter right now with the help of Hit Point Press as our publisher. Thank you so much, chat, everyone who's been watching. We've had at least 30 people, at least according to the numbers, and I know sometimes on Twitch the numbers are a little bit inaccurate, so thank you all so much for being here. Go check out Seeds of Decay. Go check out these fine people who played. Go follow them if you don't already. Follow this channel, Hit Point Press, if you don't already. Yeah, let me just turn it back over to you guys. So I don't remember what order we were supposed to go in, but we will start
Stella.
with Stella.
Hi everyone, I'm Stella Luna on Twitch. I'm Stella Luna TV on all other social medias. I'm a TTRPG producer and player and GM for hire. So if you want or do any of those things and you're interested, just hit me up. The one thing that I want to plug is that tomorrow over on my channel, twitch.tv/StellaLuna, we are running the third and final episode of our 3-shot of Urban Shadows 2. It is emceed by the Noir Enigma, and I would love to see you come by. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for being here, and Daryl,
when is
thank
it
you
called?
so
When is
much.
it?
9 p.m. Eastern Time?
Wait, what day?
Oh, on Saturday, which is not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I wasn't sure if I
Yes.
just misheard. So I was like, can you say that again real quick?
Sorry. Yes.
Nice.
And I just want to say, Daryl, thank you so much for running this. This was really awesome.
Cool. I'm glad you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm just gonna go up the order I see you in. So, Drac.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hi, I'm Draco Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES. I'm all over the place, but the next thing I'm going to be in is actually over on Stella Luna's channel. In Unbound, they're very fun, like Demigods and Gods D&D 5th edition campaign, and I'm going to be returning as Dari, the Champion of Time, and that's happening at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Not
Nice.
tomorrow, actually tomorrow.
Oh, that's great. We'll have to check that out. And Gnome.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gnome Medic. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Gnome Medic. The only thing I'm going to plug is literally right now in about 2 minutes. I think the channel is already live. I'm going to go play Coriolis. So I'm going to show up in a very serious space game, trying not to start a war, dressed like a chipmunk in a ghillie suit. It's going to be awesome.
It's great. That's awesome.
That's on
Oh my
Unmade
gosh,
Gaming's channel.
Yep. We are also sponsoring Unmade Gaming. So if you go watch that right now, you'll see some more
Oh, yeah,
See the
that's
Decay
right.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow, there we go.
And Shar.
Hey everyone, I'm Charlene Bear on all social media. I'm the DM of Tabletop Titties, Queer and Feminist Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast. We are on season break right now, but we'll be back at the end of spring for season 3. And this has just been such a joy. My first time playing with each of you and meeting you, Daryl. Such a blast. I hope we get to play together again sometime soon.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I would just absolutely kill to play with any of you again. So maybe we can make that happen. So, all right. Well, unless there's anything else, I'm not sure if there's anything we're supposed to do to sign off here, but all right. So thanks everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. I had an absolute blast. Goodbye. Go check out the Kickstarter. seedsofdecay.com.
You can want it, do it.
Go back at it.